listen to this.
We're gonna have to slap the dirty little Jap, and Uncle Sam's the guy who can do it. We'll skin that streak of yellow from the sneaky little fella, and he'll think the cyclone struck him when we're through it. We'll take that double crosser to the old woodshed. We'll start right on his bottom, and we'll go to his head.
Yeah,
when we get done with him, he wish that he was dead. We've gotta slap a dirty little Jap. Uncle Sam's a man who's given a helping hand to many a foreign land, don't forget it. But when somebody goes to tromping on his toes, they'd better guard their nose or they'll regret it. We're gonna have to slap the dirty little Jap, and Uncle Sam's a guy who can do it. The Japs and all their hooey will be changed into chop suey, and the rising sun will set when we get through it. Their alibi for fighting is to save their face, for ancestors waiting in celestial space. We'll kick their precious face down to the other place. We gotta slap a dirty little Jap. We're gonna have to slap the dirty little Jap, and Uncle Sam's the guy who can do it. I wouldn't fool you, mister, he can raise an awful blister, and somebody's pants will burn before we're through it. We'll reach across the ocean and grab that yellow Jap and turn him upside down right on democracy's lap. We'll blister his axis and do it with a snap. We gotta slap a dirty little Jap. Uncle Sam is mild, as peaceful as a child, but never get him riled or you will rue it. So now they want to fight. Well, they've bit off quite a bite, and Uncle Sam is going to make them chew it. We're going to have to slap the dirty little Jap, and Uncle Sam's the guy who can do it. Cause it really is a feature when he starts to be a teacher. We can show you several pupils who've been through it. Uncle Sam believes in the golden rule, but when he's double-crossed, he's got to kick like a mule. We're warning Hitler too, but Sam's a fighting fool. We gotta slap a dirty little Jap.
The end of the war. The beginning of another peace. Peace, if we can solve the problem of 70 million Japanese people. Here's where we clinch our victory, or we mustn't. Here's our job in Japan. What do we do with these people? People trained to play follow the leader. People trained to follow blindly wherever their leaders led them. People who were led into waging a war so disgusting, so revolting, so obscene, that it turned the stomach of the entire civilized world. What do we do with the Japanese people when the military leaders they followed are gone? They can still make trouble, or they can make sense. We have decided to make sure they make sense. And that job starts here. Our problems in the brain inside of the Japanese head. There are 70 million of these in Japan. Physically no different than any other brains in the world. Actually all made of exactly the same stuff as ours. These brains, like our brains, can do good things or bad things, all depending on the kind of ideas that are put inside. A brain that thought in the modern way could be taught to use the latest modern weapons. A brain that also thought in the ancient way could be hopped up to fight with fanatical fury. If these men could hop it up, then the sky would be the limit to the things that they could do. They gained power. glory, and a great new worldwide empire that they could control as their own if they were smart enough to do tricks with a Japanese brain. They were smart enough. They did it in a very roundabout way. Through religion. Shinto, just one of several Japanese religions. An old religion, out of date, harmless. It had once been the official religion of Japan, but now a tired religion just lingering along with its dim, hazy, almost forgotten gods. A perfect setup for the warlords to move in on. This was the place they would use to hop up the Japanese brain. This religion would become the mouthpiece for the military game. They made Shinto the official religion again. They took Shinto over. They made it a place where the people had to listen. They filled up the Shinto religion with hope and used it to sell the Japanese people war. Sell the people ancient nightmares. Sell the people ancient hatred. Play up the bloody fairy tales and pagan superstitions. Up from Japan's murky past, bring back the mumbo jumbo. Tell them of the glory of the samurai knights of old. Tell them that the soldiers of yesterday are the Japanese gods of today. Tell them that a Japanese warrior never dies. Play up the myth of the goddess of the sun, and over and over and over again keep on telling them and telling them and telling them just this. The sun goddess created the Japanese to rule all the other people of the earth. Tell them not to figure it out. Just tell them the sun goddess wants them to believe it. This is her family. Her family of warrior gods. All one sacred family created to rule the whole world. Created to rule the whole world. Make him bow. Make him say it. Make her bow. Make her say it. Make them bow. Make them say it. Everybody bow. Everybody say it. Created to rule the whole world. When they've bowed enough, when they've said it enough, when they've heard it enough, they'll begin to believe it. Tell it to the school kids. Tell it to the bank clerks. Tell it to the farmers. Then start to drill the school kids. Drill the bank clerks. Drill the farmers. Tell them that they too are like the ancient samurai. Warriors of today, they will be the gods of tomorrow.
I am thy captain. The flight thou art making today is the same which Abraham, Moses, John, Peter, Paul, and all of earth's redeemed before thee have made. Enoch and Elijah joined us in mid-flight without passing through the gate of death. We should be flying today at altitudes unlimited and at a speed never known to thee before. Flying time to the New Jerusalem is not considered, for thou art now in the realm known as eternity, where time is no more. As we left the earth, the weather was stormy with heavy overcast. But the report from the New Jerusalem is, as it always will be, a beautiful day without a cloud.
Directly in front of us now, there's a dazzling light. It must be brighter than the sun, and it certainly is stirring up some excitement here in the cabin of the plane. The passengers recognize it as their destination as we get closer.
Faithful servant. Thou hast been faithful over a few things. I will make thee ruler over many things. Enter thou into the joy of thy Lord. Great and marvelous are thy works, Lord
A miracle? Yes. But right now, by the miracle of recording, we're going to go to a recent Sunday morning service in which two precious little girls were singing. Their names, Robin and Crystal Bernard. Reverend Mrs. Jerry Bernard are the parents. Jerry is accompanying Robin and Crystal as they sing, but this is a happy song. A song that they sang in the Sunday morning service that was televised nationwide. We had so many requests for them to do it again that's exactly what they did. The monkey song. It's their answer to the ridiculous theory of evolution. So right now, by the miracle of recording, Robin and Crystal Bernard singing a song that probably you haven't heard before, but I'm sure after you hear it this time, you'll want to be hearing it again. I don't know of any better way than just to call it what it is. It's the monkey song, and it's about the monkey theory, the ridiculous theory of evolution that refutes the Bible account of creation. Robin and Crystal Bernard.
I'm no kin to the monkey, no, no, no. The monkey's no kin to me, yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know much about his ancestors, but mine didn't swing from a tree. It seems so unbelievable, and yet they're saying it's true. They're teaching us about it in school now, that humans were monkeys once too. Whoa, I'm no kin to the monkey, no, no, no. The monkey's no kin to me, yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know much about his ancestors, but mine didn't swing from a tree. Although it's so ridiculous, they're teaching us now that it's true. The teachers that came from a monkey would be better off in a zoo. Whoa, I'm no kin to the monkey, no, no, no. The monkey's no kin to me, yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know much about his ancestors, but mine didn't swing from a tree. It seems so much more believable, and truly, truly it's true. That God made man in his image, no monkey story will do. Whoa, I'm no kin to the monkey, no, no, no. The monkey's no kin to me, yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know much about his ancestors, but mine didn't swing from a tree. This monkey business has to go, because it just isn't true. It's such a disgrace to the monkey, a disgrace to the human race too. Whoa, I'm no kin to the monkey, no, no, no. The monkey's no kin to me, yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know much about his ancestors, but mine didn't swing from a tree. Mine didn't swing from a tree. Mine didn't swing from a tree.
Dum dum, diddle dum dum, diddle dum dum, diddle dum dum. There was a turtle by the name of Bert, and Bert the turtle was very alert. When danger threatened him, he never got hurt. He knew just what to do. He ducked and covered, ducked and covered. He did what we all must learn to do. You and you and you and you, duck and cover.
Be sure and remember what Bert the Turtle just did, friends, because every one of us must remember to do the same thing. That's what this film is all about. Duck and cover. This is an official civil defense film produced in cooperation with the Federal Civil Defense Administration and in consultation with the Safety Commission of the National Education Association. Here they are on their way to school on a beautiful spring day. But no matter where they go or what they do, they always try to remember what to do if the atom bomb explodes right then. It's a bomb. Duck and cover. Paul and Patty know what to do. Paul covered the back of his head so that he wouldn't be burned, and Patty covered herself with the coat she was carrying. They knew how to duck and cover. They acted right away when the flash came. If they had been at this doorway when the bomb flashed, Paul and Patty would have ducked and covered this way, like this girl. Heavy doorways are a good place to duck and cover. She will be safer, too. Here's Tony going to his Cub Scout meeting. Tony knows the bomb can explode any time of the year, day or night. He is ready for it. Duck and cover. Atta boy, Tony. That flash means act fast.
Tony knows that it helps to get to any kind of cover. This wall was close by, so that's where he ducked and covered. Tony knew what to do. Notice how he keeps from moving or from getting up and running? He stays down until he is sure the danger is over. The man helping Tony is a civil defense worker. His job is to help protect us when there is danger of the atomic bomb. We must obey the civil defense worker. We must know how to duck and cover in the school bus or in any other bus or streetcar. Duck and cover. Don't wait. Duck away from the windows fast. The glass may break and fly through the air and cut you. Sundays, holidays, vacation time, we must be ready every day, all the time, to do the right thing if the atomic bomb explodes. Duck and cover. This family knows what to do, just as your own family should. They know that even a thin cloth helps protect them. Even a newspaper can save you from a bad burn.
The noise, the pressures, the decisions, the noise. A man screams for quiet. A man wants sanity in the confusion. A man wants release from the pressures. They say Christ cares and wants a help. No money-back guarantee you'll be free of noise, confusion, pain, pressures, decisions. He just says, trust me, man. Trust me. I've been through it all. I understand. And I'll help you. And there's hope in that.
The preceding brought to you by your station in observance of the 450th anniversary of the Reformation.
Have you ever been to a museum on a Saturday or Sunday afternoon? Well, you should check one out. Museums are jammed with chicks standing around looking at art. Girls like art. It appeals to their fantasies. Maybe that's why girls who hang out in museums are such perfect pickup targets. Hank doesn't know much about art, but he knows what he likes. Long-legged, stylish-looking girls. In a Cleveland museum, Hank spotted a girl just like that, standing in front of a passionate Van Gogh painting of the French countryside. She had a notebook with her and made some notes before she fell into kind of a reverie in front of the painting. Remember, Hank doesn't know anything about art, but he wants to know this chick. Listen to how he handles it, turning his own apparent weakness into his strength. Wow. And that's all he says for the first 3 minutes. His next words?
Wow, that's a far-out painting.
Hank still hasn't even spoken to the girl. He just looks at the painting and pretends that's all he's thinking about. He moves around in front of it until he finally bumps into the chick, actually stepping on her foot.
Hey, watch it.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see you. I was just trying to get a good look at this painting. I really didn't even see you.
No kidding.
Now the girl is rubbing her foot, and Hank has made the perfect pickup remark. I didn't even see you. So what does she want now? You guessed it. She wants Hank to notice her. She didn't get all dolled up to be ignored. Now she wants to impress him. Meanwhile, Hank is just looking at the painting again and pretending he's forgotten all about stepping on the chick's foot.
Do you like Van Gogh? I said, do you like Van Gogh?
Who's he?
He's the artist who painted this picture.
Oh, yeah, I didn't realize that. You see, I don't know much about the Impressionists. I'm into photorealism. But this painting is something else. Look at the power of the storm clouds in that sky. Say, are there any other Van Goghs in this gallery?
2 in the next room. Here, I'll show you. Van Gogh's my favorite painter.
Now Hank knew this already. He could tell by the way the chick was viewing the painting that if the artist wasn't her favorite, he was close to it. Now Hank plays his ignorance off against the girl's desire to make him take notice of her. Listen.
Hey, these are terrific, too. Do you know anything about this painter Van Gogh?
I'm taking a course on it.
Fantastic. Well, why don't you tell me something about him? I mean, how does he get that yellow swirling effect?
Well, I'd have to tell you something about the other Impressionists first before you could really understand Van Gogh.
Good. Why don't we go down to the cafeteria and grab a cup of coffee there? I want to hear all about him.
Now, at this point, Hank isn't just putting this chick on. While he was initially attracted to her by her appearance, he's become interested in her personality and what she cares about. He really is curious about Van Gogh now, because she is. He wants to get to know her. He's sincere, and that's why this pickup is working. Let's listen.
And that's why Van Gogh is so important.
That's fascinating. I had no idea the Impressionists were so important in the development of modern art. I mean, I always thought photorealism just was. But the way you explained it, photorealism couldn't have been without the Impressionists first.
Now, Hank is no intellectual. Remember, he didn't know anything about art, but he knows what he likes. But it turns out that what he likes, this chick who is a Van Gogh freak, knows something about art, and so Hank's natural curiosity is aroused. Meanwhile, Hank knows what he's doing. He knows that nothing turns a girl on more than a guy who is genuinely interested in what interests her. He lets his curiosity become aroused because he knows, in turn, the chick will become aroused too, and it won't be just a curiosity.
Well, looks like they're closing up. I hate to have our discussion interrupted now.
Me too.
I tell you what, why don't we have a drink at a place I know nearby?
Okay.
And listen to how the conversation is going an hour later, after a couple of drinks.
I can't really believe that you didn't know anything about Van Gogh before today.
Well, it's the truth. In fact, I should confess that I was more interested in you than I was in this painting when I first walked into that gallery.
You were?
The chick is relaxed enough now, so Hank can tell her the truth, and in so doing, flatter her. She's pleased not only to have been able to tell him something about Van Gogh, but also to have attracted him. He's made her feel desirable. Now he clinches the pickup.
Say, I've got some books on photorealism back at my place that I'd like to show you. Why don't we go back there, have a bite to eat, and take a look at it? I'd like you to see what interests me.
I'd like that. And why don't we pick up a bottle of wine on the way so we can relax a little and enjoy ourselves? I always like to put my feet up after an afternoon at the museum.
Now, can you beat that? The girl is going to bring the wine. Now you have heard how effective it can be to take an interest in a girl. And you've heard how easy it is. And does it pay off? Listen.
Oh, Hank, I had no idea when you stepped on my foot that we'd end up like this.
You don't have to know a thing about art. You just have to know what you like, right?
Oh, we got 'em. Oh, we got 'em. All the problems of our customers, we got 'em. Oh, we get 'em. And we solve 'em. Cause we give 'em that great extra care. With the quick and friendly way the busy guy admires. With no fuss here with us like that we saw on fire. They can buy a battery that's money in the bank. At the same time we are filling up their gas tank. Oh, we got 'em. Oh, yeah, we got 'em. With the service that's nowadays, we got 'em. Oh, we got 'em. We sure got 'em. With convenience, we can sell them when and there. But we give our service to that car on top of the pile. Then we get 'em. And when we get 'em, that's when we got 'em. We got 'em. We got 'em. The trumpet summons us again. The trumpet summons us again. How does they call to bear arms? So arms we need. How does it call to battle? So in battle we are. But a call to bear the burden of a long twilight struggle. Year in, year out. Year in, year out. Rejoicing in hope. Rejoicing in hope. Patient in tribulation. Patient in tribulation. A struggle against. The common enemies of man. Tyranny. Tyranny. Poverty. Poverty. Tyranny. Tyranny. Poverty. Poverty. Tyranny. Poverty. Tyranny. Poverty. great land. America is still my home, sweet home. But where have all our heroes gone?
I saw a group of boys the other day standing in the corner of a playground, looking and laughing at a magazine. And I overheard one of the boys say, "Man, is he ever cool." And he pointed to the man whose picture was on the magazine cover. And everybody kind of said under their breath, "Yeah, he's cool, all right." And I got sick to my stomach, because I'd seen the cover. And the man that they were talking about had instigated a riot in one of our major cities last summer. And the magazine was writing about how the police were unkind to him, the judges were unfair with him, and how he talked back and slung his long hair about and cussed and did his thing. And they made him into a regular hero. And inside this magazine was the story of the baseball player who got involved with the gamblers, of the football player who said that football was not the end, just a means to an end, being the girls and the good times. And a story of the folk singer who proudly claims to be both a member of a party alien to our government and a non-tax-paying citizen. These young boys read with open eyes and open minds. And I thought to myself, my God, are these the people that these young boys look up to? Are these their idols? Are these the heroes of the now generation?
America is still my home, sweet home. But where have all our heroes gone?
I had heroes when I was a kid. We all did. And our heroes did their thing, too. Like General Douglas MacArthur, who returned like he said he would. Like Gene Autry and Roy Rogers, who chased the bad guys right off the screen. Like Lindbergh, who flew the ocean. And Jesse Owens, who showed Hitler. And John Wayne and Gary Cooper. After all, didn't they really win the war? And General Ike, bless your soul, because you made us feel safe. We've killed some of our recent heroes, the Kennedys and Kings. And even as great as their space feats are, how many of the astronauts can you name? Huh? How many? My heroes were people like Joe DiMaggio, who proved that nice guys can finish first. And Stan Musial, who never had an unkind word for anybody. And Winston Churchill, whose two fingers raised together meant victory, not just to let your enemy have it all, kind of artificial peace. This country needs a lot of things today, friends, but it doesn't need any one thing any more than it needs some real heroes. Men who know what it means to be looked up to by a grimy-faced kid. Men who want to sign autograph books and not deals under the table. Men who are willing to play the game with the people who made them heroes. Men who don't mind putting on a white hat and saying thank you and please. I wish I knew more men that I'd be proud for my son to look up to and say, "Daddy, when I grow up, I want to be just like him."
Where have all our heroes gone?
Those guys aren't recent, but these cuts and bruises sure are. They're quite a beating. He unlocks like it was stepped on over and over again. Hard to believe this took place on a dance floor without someone trying to stop it.
Well, police report said by the time they got there, it turned into quite a brawl.
You tell a kid, a vulnerable kid, over and over again that life isn't worth living, that violence is its own reward, and you add to it the kind of intensity that this music has, and you just might convince her.
Yeah, fine. I mean, sometimes I see these kids on the street, I never give them a second thought. I thought they were another silly fad, something that would be blown away by the next wind. I never thought it went deeper than that.
Silly fad, huh? Let me take you down to one of these clubs. You've got to see it with your own eyes to believe it, Quinn. I've seen children come off that dance floor with crushed ribs and bloody faces, like soldiers fighting some kind of insane war.
What could persuade a kid to act like that?
Maybe the greatest persuader there is, music.
No way out, no way out of the rain. No shortcut, there's no campaign. Ain't tomorrow, only yesterday's pain. So cut to this
words that literally cried out for blood. Well, I don't know. I thought music was supposed to soothe the savage beast, not create one. Evidently not anymore. Get a job working for the man. Blow his brains out as fast as you can. Tell the judge you didn't like his face. No garbage like the human race. Read these yourself. If you think I'm overreacting, I'll delete the reference to punk rock.
It's too late. The cat's already out of the bag.
What do you mean?
Well, it's not very big, but here it is. L.A. coroner Quincy says punk rock contributed to Keene's death.
At first, I thought, she'll go out of it, like a phase. So I put up with the makeup and the crazy clothes. I even put up with the lies for a while. And then the self-mutilation began. When that boy was killed, she locked herself in a room with that music. There's nothing I could say.
Now, you're not really saying that music can kill, are you? Yes, I am. I believe that the music I heard is a killer. It's a killer of hope. It's a killer of spirit. The music I heard said that life was cheap and that murder and suicide was okay.
Music can be a very powerful thing. Nothing galvanizes the emotions as quickly.
You know some lyrics and questions, Fly. You take issue with any of this?
Hell yes. You know why you people can't stomach our songs? Because they're a mirror, dig? Our music's ugly and violent because that's what's outside my window when I wake up. The world's ugly. The world's violent. All we do is rub your noses in it. You don't like what you see. Well, don't lay it on us.
You're right about one thing. There is too much ugliness and violence out there. But if we took your advice, we'd never overcome it. All you want us to do is throw up our hands and give up.
Who got us where we are today? It was your generation.
What's so red hot about these punks? They look like losers to me.
Why would anybody want to listen to music that makes you hate when you can listen to music that makes you love?
Giving you the work.
You started something. Yes, you did, and you thought it very easy to declare a charming war and beat the Nazis. You fool. You started something. Yes, but now as your British Empire's shrinking, you just can't prevent your precious ship from sinking, you fool. You believe in fairy tales, all your retreats are victories. You believe your dream came true, to rule, to rule. You started something. Yes, you did, but who put you out of practice? The Nazis, yes, the Nazis and the Axis. You fool.
Preaching government, efficiency is in our sorry state. The government now accepts it, and business takes it on. Who can be efficient and still regulate reasonable government guidelines? Now that's okay. We don't mind if the government has its fair say. But too much control now, that's not that's in the way of efficiency. That's what old-fashioned let right and do it.
To know and to act is one in the same. The Studio La Rue. Formula for fame. Be a winner. Self-motivate. Read a fashion magazine. The more you sell, the more for you. Be a goal-achieving machine. To know and act is one in the same. If you know what's right, do it. Do it. Take control of your customer. Get 'em. Let her feel your individuality. Your good taste unique. There's no reason for her to shop department stores and see the same old. We ain't McDonald's. We're special. Your customer's special. Whose any piece can be done anyway. Imagine. Once you're juiced and rolling, the next sale is so easy. Energy when you're fluid. Customers feel you've just been to the register, and they want you to winner. Win welcomes you to spray on some ode to success behind both ears and anywhere else that makes you feel good. Ooh, coordinate the ensemble. Tie pieces together. Accessorize, mesmerize, organize. Accessorize, mesmerize, organize. There are no limits. And don't forget follow-up phone calls. Build up clientele. Make our total experience so special, they'll come back for more. The more they spend, the more they thank you. You're welcome. Let this be their passion clinic. Dig in. All for one, one for all. The big money to sell is your giving. Make the magic happen. Do it. I'm a winner. I know my goals. I am intelligently aggressive. I sell from my total knowledge of merchandise, using appropriate adjectives. I act with an always positive mindset. The more I sell, the more I'll have more. The more I sell, the more I'll have more. The more I sell, the more I'll have more. The more I sell, the more I'll have. The more I sell, the more I'll have. Wait, bring up.
This is Forrest McCullum. The idea for this recording was born in my heart on an airliner the day following my father's funeral. As I compared his recent journey to heaven to the flight I was making, this allegory resulted. It is my sincere desire, along with members of the cast and choir, that by listening you have been inspired to prepare yourself for the journey that you'll someday make into eternity. To make our final flight with Christ, we too must have a ticket issued from Mount Calvary and stamped officially with the blood of Jesus Christ. And let the majestic words of the poet express our final heartfelt desire. Oh, that with yonder sacred throng, we at his feet may fall. We'll join the everlasting song and crown him Lord of all.
The headlines and to Edwin Wooster's announcement. The leadership and the many thousands of employees of the USSR National Television and Radio Broadcasting Company have offered their apologies to the public for having been unable to conform to their professional duties due to strict control that existed over the past 3 days. Control that existed over the past 3 days. Offer their apologies to the public for having been unable to conform to their professional duties due to strict control that existed over the past 3 days.
There's gotta be more. Tell me what to do next.